Listen, last but not least, I want to talk about, you know what I mean, what it is and what it means to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, someone who, you know what I mean, just really understands how to get the attention of the people, how to, like, someone who clearly has watched and listened to and downloaded and has fully comprehended and understands the world and encyclopedia and resource that a lot of entrepreneurs know as Gary Vee. This man has essentially taken every book and every video that Gary Vee has ever made and has just run off with it. I'm talking about Fyre Festival owner. What's his name? Who's the guy? Fyre Festival guy. His name's Billy McFarland. I knew it. I didn't want to say Seth MacFarlane because I knew that's the guy who does Family Guy or something. I don't even know who Seth MacFarlane is, but I know that name. Billy McFarland.
What are we doing?
Now, for those of you who don't remember, Billy McFarland was the guy who said that he was having Fyre Festival. It was going to be in Miami. It was going to be on this dope private island. You get to take a private plane to the island. You get a tent. You get a mansion. You get a cheese sandwich. You get no acts. You get no festival. And you're stranded. You're stranded on an island, and it's the worst experience of your life because you can't eat. You can't sleep. There's no water. You got some guy sucking dick for water. And so Fyre Festival essentially ended in A, disaster, and B, a 4-year prison sentence for our boy Billy McFarland. And he got out just a few years ago.
What are we doing?
His 4 years was up. He might have done less. It was probably good behavior. And so now we're back at it again, folks, with guess what? The most original title, Fyre Fest 2.
What are we doing?
And so Billy McFarland, who is now actively having to pay back the courts, the fines and fees and money lost from the first one, from investors and everything they're making him pay, because when you inevitably go to jail for any amount of time, there's always hefty fees and prices and property damage and things. They just stack onto you, so someone has to eventually pay for it. Nothing's free in this world, folks. Someone eventually has to pay you back. And so while he's now doing that out of prison, he has secured investors, he has secured more funding, and he has secured people, a team, marketers, an event organizer, and a new location for Fyre Fest 2 on a remote island in Mexico, right off the coast of Cancun. It's almost as if he took a page out of my book.
What are we doing?
You know, maybe eventually when Fyre Festival 2 actually happens, well, we might be right there, because it was supposed to happen last year in December, and then it got postponed, and now it's supposed to happen in the last weekend of May, and something tells me, with the simple fact as of today, right now, March 7, 2025, hey, guess what? Mr. Billy McFarland doesn't have any artists lined up. He doesn't have anyone booked to perform yet. He already has tickets on sale. He told us it was supposed to happen last December. Now it's May. And oh, by the way, tickets are ranging from like $1,500 to $1.2 million.
What are we doing?
And people have already purchased them. And so, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're Billy McFarland. You know what I mean? And it's one of those situations where I don't really quite understand what's going on and how anyone would trust this man. But we're doing it, baby. This is America. Fool me once, shame on you. You know what I mean? Hey, hawk to a crypto rug pull. Fool me once, do it twice, shame on you. Okay? Like crypto, America is the land of scams. We've got leaked documents from Sam Bankman-Fried on his exact plan on how to get himself back into the limelight. And just last night, we get his first step being interviewed by none other than Tucker Carlson, and him coming out as pro-Republican. Go figure. Shout out to Donald Trump.
What are we doing?
And so the scams continues. And so if someone like Billy McFarland can sit people who matter and have money and are just willing to spend it down in a room and for 20 minutes convince them that Fyre Fest 1 wasn't his fault, but he took blame for it all, and that he has a plan, an idea, an epiphany that Fyre Fest 2 will not fail. And they all sat there and said, yes, Billy, we like it. We love it. Here's a check. Run with it. Start the marketing. Let's go. Fyre Fest 2 officially coming soon. We don't have any artists. We don't have anything lined up. Oh, and by the way, the local government of the island in Mexico that this is supposed to be happening on, because Billy has hired an official events team who knows what they're doing and has a reputation in the live event space. So there's no way this will get messed up. That local government down in Mexico says, hey, we know nothing about this. It's not a real event. Don't buy tickets. We don't know what's going on. Just take a listen to everything that we've learned. This is from Good Morning America. Take a listen. It's basically, it's dunzo funzo for Billy McFarland.
4 years in prison for scamming people. Fyre Festival was such a colossal disaster that it has become shorthand for colossal disasters. So who wants to try again? Billy McFarland does. He says Fyre Festival 2 is coming to an island in Mexico a couple months from now. Officials there say they don't really know what he's talking about.
Love it.
It began as one of the most anticipated music festivals of the 21st century, with VIP packages going for $12,000 and promising an event for the ages. But then reality hit.
We had no electricity, there was no showers, there was no bathrooms.
This was Fyre Festival 1.
The promised musical acts like Blink-182 failed to materialize.
It was about $4,000. What we actually got was probably worth closer to $0.
And instead of the deluxe accommodations promised, concertgoers found themselves housed in Red Cross tents, surviving on cheese sandwiches.
Hell yeah.
I am stranded in the Bahamas
amidst
hundreds of other...
Okay, but wait, you've got to admit that alone is an experience that you'll never forget. It's a story for the ages. You get to tell your grandchildren. You can still talk about it to this day.
What are we doing?
That, I think honestly, if I might spend $1,400 just to go to Fyre Festival 2 and get stranded in the middle of nowhere. I think it would do wonders for this podcast. If I buy a $1,400 ticket, I can buy it right now. I got the Bitcoin.
What are we doing?
I could just send Billy McFarland Bitcoin and he'll get me into the party. I guarantee it. So I think that's the plan. I send Billy McFarland some Bitcoin. I get into Fyre Fest 2. It's a disaster. I'm stranded. I'm in a tent. I've always wanted to go camping.
What are we doing?
I'll take Lou Bug with me. Lord knows he'll have a grand time. I'll give him my cheese sandwich. They'll threaten to eat Lou Bug because they don't have any other meat on the island other than these cheese sandwiches again. Fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on Lou Bug. I'm going. I just decided. I need the story. I need the experience. I hope it's a disaster. I want to go so bad. Someone call Megs. Tell her we're going to Fyre Festival 2, please. Can you please call? Can you please tell her we're going? It's going to be a great time, and I think we really need to go. Here's the rest of the story, right? What a fantastic... I wish I was there. I swear to God, this is not even a joke. I wish I was at Fyre Festival 1 because this guy, boy, oh boy, he's probably got a podcast now. You know what I mean?
Extremely unlucky festival goers.
Billy McFarland, the host and organizer of Fyre Festival, later sentenced to 6 years in prison for pocketing the proceeds, now says he and his infamous festival are back.
I figured it would be best to hear directly from me what's actually happening. First, Fyre 2 is real.
Bam.
Second, We have incredible partners leading the festival.
That's right.
This includes an incredible production team in Mexico.
But that's news to the small Mexican island of Isla Mujeres off the coast of Cancun, where McFarland says the festival is supposed to take place.
That's weird.
Edgar Gasca, the tourism director of the island, telling The Guardian this is an event that does not exist, adding, it's very strange because any manager knows if you're going to hold an event, let alone a massive event, you need municipal authorization. Tickets for Fyre Fest 2 are allegedly selling from $1,400 to $1 million.
I need to go.
No talent has been announced yet, but according to McFarland,
I'll be there.
He's booked a star-studded lineup.
This is
he also claims to have pre-booked a number of accommodations.
Villas, yachts, and hotels.
In 2022, shortly after his release from prison...
All right, dude, so look, this was the announcement.
What are we doing?
I didn't want it, you know what I mean? I've been holding it in. I've been holding it in for quite some time now, and this is the official announcement. You heard it here first. I am the first hired entertainment for Fyre Festival 2.
What are we doing?
I'll be there. I'll be doing a live podcast. I'm going to perform my Christmas hits live. I'm going to do a little bit of magic, okay? I'm going to do a little bit of karate. I'm going to do a little bit of dancing, a little bit of ballet. It's going to be a Levi McCurdy Eras Tour type show experience.
What are we doing?
And I'm debuting it for a one-night exclusive time only at Billy McFarland's Fyre Festival 2. So if you want to see Levi through the ages, all of the eras, we'll start out with karate. It'll be me performing on stage some of my early karate moves. I'll break a board with my bare hand, and then boom, we're done with karate and we move on to dance. I'm going to do a little jazz. I'm going to do a little tap dance. I'm going to do a little hip hop dance. And then boom, I'm going to move right into magic. And I'm going to do like 45 minutes of like crowd work magic. I'll have you pick a card. I'll swallow a balloon just like I did on Fox 43 News that one time.
What are we doing?
And then, boom, we'll do magic. And then, boom, I'll move right into the podcast era, right? And then I'll do a live 30 to 60-minute podcast. It'll 100% most likely be brought to you by Dude Road, using promo code WAD to check out for 20% off, and Blue Chew, going to wadpod.com/blue for your first order free. All you pay is $5 shipping. Do it now. And then once that podcast is done, I'll then end the show with my 2 to 3 at that time, most likely, once we inevitably get to Fyre Festival 2. It's probably going to be postponed till like July sometime when I'm in Mexico. Hello, do you see how the pieces are lining up? When we have the wedding in Mexico, I'll just skate away over to the island, do my Eras Tour-esque show, and I'll be back at my resort, not having to worry about the tents and the terrible experience that the rest of the people are experiencing because I'm the talent. It's going to be the Levi's Eras show at Fyre Festival 2. Be there or be square.
What are we doing?
Tickets only start at $1,400. You can save that from your paycheck in like 2 to 3 weeks. Let's go. Come see me perform karate, dance, jazz, hip hop, tap, ballet. I'm going to get the Tigger costume with the top hat and the cane out. Okay. If you know, you know. I'm going to do some magic. We're going to sing. We're going to do a live podcast episode, and it's going to be the Eras show of Levi MCC.
What are we doing?
And you heard it here first. I'm going to be at Fyre Festival 2. Doing that. I am the official first. You can go to their website, just Google Fyre Fest 2. It'll come right up, first link. And then boom, click on talent. You'll see me. I'm right there. Square. Right there on the site. Boom. Levi. Eras Tour. It's done. We signed the deal yesterday. Shout out to Billy McFarland. Shout out to Fyre Fest 2. Shout out to Mexico. We'll see you in July. And I think it'll probably be one of the greatest, most bestest live experiences you've ever bought a ticket to. You thought those Taylor Swift tickets were great. You thought those Beyonce tickets were great. You want to go to Fyre Fest 2, okay?
What are we doing?